Welcome back to the Money Show. Now, this last piece of the show is called Travel Thursday. A lot of us have been locked down for a while, so it helps to dream a little bit about where we want to go next. My guest on this particular part of the show is Ivana Perkovic, who is a travel vlogger, public speaker, and international business consultant. She's Dutch. She's been in India since 2015 and has traveled extensively. And she tells me that Mumbai is her favorite city. Thanks so much, Ivana, for taking the time. I asked you yesterday to tell me the one place that you have gone to in India that you would tell people to go to, that you don't think many Indians have gone to. So which is that place, and why would you say that that place has to be visited?
First of all, thank you for having me on the show. And yes, there is this one small place that when I came to India in my first year, that was back in 2018, I had never heard about this place before. It is called Chikmagalur. And fun fact, it is actually the coffee capital of India because back in 1670, Babu Budan actually brought back 6 coffee beans to Chikmagalur, planted them, and this is how coffee started growing in India. But not being completely a coffee drinker myself, this was not necessarily the thing that convinced me to completely rave about Chikmagalur. It was actually the fact that Chikmagalur has so much to offer for such a tiny place. Basically, it actually already starts when you depart from Bengaluru. Chikmagalur is situated about 259 kilometers from Bengaluru, which is a 4-hour drive. But then on your way there, you will actually encounter true Dilhemia Lejayenge marigold fields. And this is something that I had not expected at all. So while you're driving down there, it's just a sea of marigolds, and you actually get a bonus where your journey already starts before you have even reached Chikmagalur. Next to that, there are actually also sunflower fields, and there is a beautiful Veera Narayana temple in Belavari, which is a small village on the way to Chikmagalur, which is just absolutely gorgeous. And it's actually also a very old temple dating back to 1200 CE. So that's just already a little preview of what makes Chikmagalur so special. Do you want me to get into all the other things that you can do in Chikmagalur?
Okay. No, absolutely, absolutely. So this is definitely seems like a hidden gem, Ivana. What are the key things that you would do when you went there? And now you said that it's a coffee capital of India, so therefore coffee definitely is one of the things that you must try.
Absolutely. I am not even a coffee drinker. I prefer my chai. But when you go to Chikmagalur, so there are actually a couple of coffee experiences that you can do. You can go to the coffee museum to learn more about how coffee was brought to India and how it grows in Chikmagalur. The entry fee is only 20 rupees, so I think it's crazy value for money. Then, of course, you can stay at a coffee plantation, which will give you an even more immersive experience into learning how coffee is grown in India and how it is actually also spreading through India. And then, of course, finally, you have to try coffee for yourself. Like I mentioned, I'm much more of a chai drinker, but while being in Chikmagalur, I was like, okay, I absolutely cannot leave this place without trying this coffee. And it was actually really good. Fun fact, something very, very specific about the coffee in Chikmagalur is that they mix it with a little bit of licorice, which gives it a completely different taste and a lot more depth of flavor. Fun fact, another one, my brother and my father are huge coffee freaks and coffee geeks. So of course I had to bring back Chikmagalur coffee for them as a gift. And they both were so surprised to try coffee mixed with licorice for the first time. So in the Netherlands, we have drop, which is licorice. So we are quite familiar with licorice, but adding it to coffee, that was a completely new experience, and they actually really, really loved it.
So I do want to ask you if you're going on a luxury tour to Chikmagalur, what would your budget be? And can you also backpack through on a budget go through?
Definitely. It is a destination that is available for all budgets. So if you do want to go lavish and luxury, I would always recommend the Gateway Hotel in Chikmagalur. I really love the hospitality there. It's very much old world charm hospitality mixed with new world efficiency and just really pampering you. The location is also very, very beautiful. However, of course, there are people out there who do want to do things on a budget and just experience things a little bit differently. For that, there are plenty of homestays where you can stay with families within a budget of 2,000 up to 3,000 rupees per person. Now, for the luxury hotel stays, that will be a lot more. Of course, you will also get a lot more pampered, and that will start somewhere around 10,000 rupees and obviously up.
Okay. And what about the cuisine? What can you tell us about the cuisine there?
I was so surprised that actually for the distance from Bangalore, the cuisine can actually be completely different. There is a cuisine there which is called the Malnad cuisine, and it is actually a mixture of actually it's a very specific South Karnataka cuisine where they use obviously a lot of fresh produce, but also things that are not common in other Indian cuisines. So, for instance, there was this broad beans curry, which I have honestly never seen anywhere else in India. And it was so delicious because broad beans are very creamy, but then actually the gravy is very smoky. So when you combine those two together, the smokiness of the gravy and the creaminess of the broad beans, it's just a completely new experience. And to be honest, until this date, I have never ever seen this dish anywhere else in India. So Malnad cuisine, definitely worth trying. Also something very specific for South India, but here they make it a little bit differently, is a veg palia, which is a mixed vegetable dish. As a vegetarian, I really, really love my mixed vegetable dishes. But here they add mustard seeds, which again makes it a lot more smoky. And they add coconut for a little bit of extra texture and also more richness of the dish. I'm a massive foodie, so I was very surprised to see how much actually original dishes you can find in Chikmagalur for such a small place, and actually really a hidden gem because it's
Right.
not famous at all.
It sounds like a must-visit place, and I absolutely have to put it on my list. Thank you so
Yes.
much, Ivana, for joining in and for painting that picture for us. A lot of us can't yet travel, and I'm sure that people are going to be dreaming about coffee from Chikmagalur based on what you've
Yes.
said.
I hope so too. It was absolutely a pleasure being
All
here.
right.
And
All right. All right. On that note, where yes, absolutely, absolutely, Ivana. So on that note, we're out of time on this edition of The Money Show. It's been a pleasure bringing it to you. Do stay tuned. Lots more coming up over the course of this evening.